the Panhandle's most trusted newscast. This is Pro News 7 at 6.
And we have breaking news at this moment. We are learning of a possible child abduction in northwest Amarillo.
According to Pro News 7 scanner traffic, a black 2-year-old was taken by a black female in a large white vehicle just after 5 this afternoon at the Amarillo Family Physicians Clinic, and we're going to have a live report on that whenever we get that.
All right, we have a crew there right now. In other news tonight, new details are coming in about that police chase we told you about Wednesday. The vehicle stolen was found this morning around the area of Hall and Oregon.
A stolen iPhone helped track that chase and then was taken in as evidence. Now that got us to thinking, what's the law in place as far as evidence and your personal cell phone? Pro News 7's Natalie Granda has more with the story.
Lisa, Larry, the thief broke into the resident's car and stole their phone early morning. And in fact, that phone that was stolen was from an employee here at Pro News 7. Her phone was then taken as evidence, which got us thinking about privacy in phones. And I went out to speak to officers and lawyers about what the law is regarding turning over your technology that holds all your personal information.
Nowadays, people do more than just dial on their phones. But what happens when your lifeline becomes part of a crime and becomes evidence? Criminal law attorney Walton Weaver says police can't look through it without your consent.
Any search without a search warrant is per se illegal in the United States, unless you fall within very specific exceptions that waive the requirement of the search warrant.
And a recent U.S. Supreme Court decision, Riley v. California, states you can pat down a person, but the phone is off limits.
You can search a person, pat them down, but you cannot search the device itself.
APD says they ask for consent to look through the phone. If the person isn't comfortable with giving it over, they suggest another option.
Have that person sit down with us and go through the recent calls and go through the text messages. And that way they would be in control of exactly what was seen.
Weaver suggests not giving consent to give your device for evidence, but if you do, be specific about what they can look at.
Be specific as to what you're consenting to, because if you tell a police officer, I consent to the search of my phone, you've said they can have everything.
But officers say if there is consent, they only search for what they need.
If we think that the criminal has been using it, then we would ask the owner if we could look at it, and we would be looking for things like discussions of criminal activity on the texting, maybe something as simple as recent calls, who were they calling?
Weaver says a search warrant isn't required if there is consent in giving up the device.